Hello students, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a domino. Of course, you are going to make this wherever your teacher wants this to be. So make sure you follow your teacher instructions on where this should go, but let's go and start with this. Let's see here. So let's see if I can move this out of the way. I can't. Okay, so that's going to stay there. What you see is we've got a part studio drawing and assembly. I believe in the drawing, I have created the drawing schematic for it. So you got a multi-view here. You got the isometric, front, top, side. Excellent. So we're going to make this. So again, you're already in the document that you want to be in, and there should be a part studio open. I'm going to make a new one because I already made one in a part studio. So I'm going to click create part studio. Let's move this to the other side. And I have a new part studio open here. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to make this sketch on the top plane. So I'm going to click sketch and top plane, and we're going to look orthogonally to the top plane, so 90 degrees. So over here, I'm going to click top plane, and then you'll see that I can see 90 degrees. Terrific. There is one thing I forgot to do, and that is that this needs to be in millimeters. So go to the 3 bars, and it is in millimeters, so make sure it's in millimeters. And we're going to click OK right there. So make sure that is done. All right. So the domino basically looks like a, oops, I made 2 sketches. If you make 2 sketches, then, get rid of one. But let's say I got out of the sketch. I'm going to right click here and click edit the sketch. I want to just keep one sketch. So you're in sketch 1 right now. Excellent. I'm going to teach something here real quick. So you make a square and then, you mess up. Well, here is a very important button. This is the undo button. This button is your friend. Okay. If you do make a mistake, you don't know how to fix it, etc., you click undo. Okay. And let's say you make something else. And so you don't know how to edit this, right here, when this is open, then you can just type in some numbers and say, I want that to be 25 millimeters, and it'll do that. And if you hit the escape button, it's going to get out of the circle one, so you could do something else along here, right? Say I want to make a square, or I could just click square. So if I could click escape, oops, I didn't mean to do that. My escape button's not working. That is so funny. Well, maybe escape is not working. JK. But I'm going to click OK with the sketch, and let's say I want to edit it again, and I don't like those units. You have to be out of the circle button to edit these units, so I double click on it, and I make 20. Okay. Another thing I want to teach you here real quick is that you can highlight everything, and it's going to highlight and press delete, and it'll go away. All right, so that's how you can delete stuff that you don't like. A few tips and tricks there. Let's start off by making the domino, which is going to be a square, and the square is going to be 60 tall by 30 wide. Okay. If I didn't click those dimensions, then I can go here to the dimension tab and pull the dimension out. So this one is 60, and this one is 30. You'll see that the square is blue, and when it turns black, that means it is completely constrained. All right, so we got to do a couple things to completely constrain it. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this coincident, not midpoint. These are constraints up here. You'll learn those a little later, but this coincident constraint, I'm going to lock it to the origin. And then you see that's black, so I cannot, I'm going to escape. I don't know why my escape is not working, but I right clicked to, let's see, I'm in here, and I right click on my mouse, escape, create coincident constraint, and then I can't really pull this out, and it can't be moved. Okay, so, and it looks like I moved around here a little bit. I'm going to click on the top plane. Okay, there we go. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to, let me take a look at my instructions here. Okay, I'm back. So what we're going to do is build a construction line. As you remember, a construction line is a line that is not seen and it helps the drawing. And so this is the line tool next to the rectangle, circle, arc, polygon. And so the line tool, and then I'm going to click this button, which is construction line. This is going to help me draw a line that is not seen, that helps with the drawing. And I'm going to highlight one of the sides, and when I get to the middle of it, it'll highlight. See that right there? I'm going to zoom in. So if I move away, it's going to highlight to square, and that means I'm right in the middle. I'm going to draw a line, and if you see that little arrow, see the horizontal line? When I go horizontal, the horizontal line comes up. That means it's completely horizontal, and I'm going to go all the way to the other side and draw a construction line. Here, click escape, and my escape button is not working. So escape line, and good. I'm going to go ahead and draw some circles in here. These are going to be the holes or the numbers, and I'm not going to worry too much about placement, but I'm going to do 3 circles, and then I'll show you how to line those up. And so we're going to do 3. This is a number 7 domino. I guess you could make something different, but if you make something different, you won't be able to follow these instructions. And so it appears to me that the distance is 7, and the size, the diameter is 5 of the circle. Is that correct? Yes, 5. Okay, so we got some things here to go off of. All right, terrific. So I'm going to do something here. Oops. Your scroll wheel, as you already learned, is your zoom in, and your right mouse button sort of rotates. If you click the scroll wheel and you leave it to press, then that pans. So this is me pushing down the scroll wheel. All right, so it's easy. It's good to have it like blown all the way up so you can see it. And we're going to dimension one of these circles. So I'm going to just go here, click on the circle, and come out. And notice it says diameter. I'm just going to click 5. All right. Well, I could do that for every circle, but I'm going to do a little shortcut. And that is this equal constraint right here. And this allows me to make all these circles the same size as that one. So I'm going to highlight these circles. I'm going to press the Shift key. So I'm pressing the Shift key. Oops. Hold on a second. Escape dimension. So let me get out of dimension first, and then I'm going to press the Shift key and highlight all of these. And I'm going to press the equal constraint. And now they're all size 5. So if I were to go down here and try to dimension this one, it's telling me it's 5. Okay. Escape's not working. Escape dimension. It came up shaded because you can't change the size from 5 because it's already told that it's 5. So excellent. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build some more construction lines. If you notice these things, they're kind of floating out in space. They're blue. They're not fully constrained. Okay, so I can move them around. And so we need to constrain these. These, it looks like I constrain them vertically with each other. So these are constrained vertically. There's a vertical constraint here. That happened when I built it. If you go over here, let's say I build another circle. You see this circle is going to be built with a vertical constraint. So the center is always going to be vertical. And so if I were to move this one, the other one moves with it. So I accidentally did that, something that may happen to you. You might have built a horizontal constraint or a vertical constraint on some of these guys. I'm going to undo that because I don't want that one. We are going to build a construction line here, 2 diagonals going from one side to the other. And so let's build some diagonals like this. All right, terrific. I'm going to get out of the line tool. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a coincident. Coincident means on the same spot constraint for all these points on this diagonal line right here. So I'm going to do coincident. I'm going to click on the center and then click on the line. Didn't move. Let's try it again. Escape. Let me see what I'm doing wrong here. Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure what I did, but I feel like I just did exactly what I did, but somehow it worked when I was not on recording. So again, I'm going to click coincident here, and I'm going to click on the center and then the line, and it should move it over. So now they're in the same place. You will notice something. These are all constraints right here after this little bar. And if your window is very small, you may not see them. You'll see a drop down menu like this. Okay, so make sure you open that window up so you can see all of those, or click on the drop down menu. All right. I'm gonna do a coincident constraint for all of these guys. We're gonna put this one right here, and we are gonna put this one right here. All right, and let's also put this one on this one right here because we want that. You'll see that one basically became black because it cannot move anywhere. And so if I escape the coincident, I can move this one up and down the line, but this one can't go anywhere. It's locked into place. That's what it means if it is black. Okay. And I am going to do the same thing with these guys down here. So go ahead and do that. So let's put that on there. Oh, what's going on? Terrific. Okay, so now I'm going to put all of these in a line. And so these already have the vertical constraint to them. So I'm going to put a vertical constraint from this one to that one right there. And here's the vertical constraint. It means it's all in one line. So I'm going to go from here to there. All right. And it moved it up so it's all lined up. I will show you here on the sketch if you want to click on it. This may be a little bit confusing, but once you get used to it, you'll understand everything on there. If you click show constraints, you're going to see all the constraints that are on here. So this has a vertical constraint with this one and that one has a vertical constraint with that one. So these are all aligned. This is a coincident constraint with the circle and the line. This is a parallel constraint and coincident and stuff like that. So it's just how we built things. But let's not look at that now. No need to worry about that. I'm also at the moment going to do a vertical constraint with this one, and that one. Did it work? Let's see. Let's click it again. Okay, there we go. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to escape that. Let me see what's next in my instructions here. Okay, we have one more constraint to do. We're going to make these horizontal so they are along the same line. So we had the vertical, and now we have the horizontal. So I'm going to click on the center of that guy and the center of that guy and make him horizontal. And I'm going to click on the center of this one and the center of that one and make those horizontal. Okay, let's go ahead and escape. And it is still blue, so it is able, I believe, to move. Let's see if I can drag these. I can't quite drag them, but they are still blue. So we need to do one more. Oh, they do move in that direction. Okay. So I believe from my drawing file, I have that the center of this is 7 from away from the edge. So we're going to add that dimension on there. And so I'm going to click the dimension tool, which is right here. And I'm going to go from this one to the edge. And that is going to be 7. Terrific. Notice everything turned black, and I will see what is wrong with this guy right here. Let's see if this is lined up with this one. And let's see if we can get a horizontal constraint with this one. And it still as well. We'll go ahead and dimension this one anyway from the edge. And it says 7, but that's fine. We did everything we could there. It's probably, I'm not sure where in which direction it is moving. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna look at my instructions here. See what's all right. Looks like here we are going to make that little middle part right here. So I'll show you how to do that. We are going to start by making a rectangle in the middle. So we'll go to the rectangle tool and just make any rectangle in any sort of way in the middle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And good. That sounds good right there. We will build some arcs. So that's the rectangle tool. This is the arc tool. And we're going to build some arcs on the edges. And I'm going to exaggerate these arcs to show you how to make them how to make them so they're tangent or flush at the top. And the way we make a tangent is first escape part, and there is a tangent tool right here. Okay, so tangent basically means that it's going to seamlessly go from one to the other. And so I'm going to click that, and that is the tangent tool. Excellent. So I'm going to build the arc on the other side, and you can have it create it so it's tangent to begin with. So if I go right here and I click there and then I go out, you'll see right to the below my cursor, the tangent tool came up, and it looks just like that right there. So if the tangent tool comes up, then it is tangent and it's automatically made. All right. Again, we're going to escape out of this, and I'm going to take these lines out, and we're going to use a snip tool. So this, or trim, there we go, trim tool. And so I'm going to trim this one and that one right there. Excellent. Trim, trim. And so we'll see that it is, I'm going to escape out of trim, and we see that it is, moving around and stuff like that. And it is able to kind of go up and down and stuff. So we will fix that right now. One of the things we're going to do is use a symmetrical constraint. So this is a symmetric one. And first I'm going to click the mirror plane that I want things to be symmetrical over. So this is the mirror plane right here. And I want it to look exactly on top as it does on the bottom. So this is the mirror plane. And then I'm going to click this one and that one. And then it is a mirror image of each other. All right. Terrific. Then I am going to escape out of that. And I'm going to build a construction line. And I'm going to go right in the middle. So find the middle of this. Remember, I taught you to get in the middle. It's going to highlight, and there it is. See that? And now I'm going to go vertical. Make sure the vertical line comes up. See, it says vertical. That is vertical right there. Perpendicular. When you see that, it's going perpendicular or vertical right there. And I'm going to have it touch the construction line right there. Excellent. I'm going to get out of this escape line. And now I'm going to click the midpoint. So again, we're learning more about constraints here. This is the midpoint is right here. Kind of looks like the coincident midpoint. And I want this point to be right in the middle of this line. Okay, so I'm going to click on this point, and then I'm going to click on this line, and it's going to go to the midpoint. All right, so I clicked on the dot, and then I clicked on the line, and it went right to the middle. So it looks like it's pretty symmetric now. I think this looks pretty big to me. Let's see what sort of dimensions we had on here. This is 2 wide and 20, and I believe it's 22 from edge to edge. So let's do that. Okay, so we're going to dimension it and click the dimension tool, and from here to here, it is 2. Well, that's going to make it a lot skinnier. Terrific. And then from here, from the center of the circle, center of that arc, it is 20. Notice that you'll see that everything turned black. That means it's fully dimensioned right there. And I believe I'm done. Let me check my instructions here. Okay, yes, we are done with the whole sketch of this thing. So that's a sketch. Now we need to make it three-dimensional. We'll click OK on the sketch one. Notice you should only have sketch one. If you ever made more than sketch one, right click and edit sketch one, but sketch one. Okay. And now to make it three-dimensional, there's various ways to make things three-dimensional. Extrude is just basically coming out, applying some depth to something. So I'm going to do the extrude, and I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on everything. I'm going to have everything extruded, and it's going to come out, and I'm going to show you how this is working. I can tell I'm not quite in the normal to the plane, so I'm going to right click here and make it normal to the plane, just so that looks good to me. Again, this is the scroll wheel pressing down his pan. The scroll wheel is zooming in and out. This is a graphic software. You want to look at things clearly. Don't squint your eyes, right? We got actually big laptops for a reason. So let's go ahead and I forgot how deep this is, but it is 7, but I'm going to do 5, and then I'm going to extrude, and you'll see what I am doing after that. So let's go ahead and extrude 5 millimeters right here, put 5, and excellent. Now what you're gonna see is that the sketch is gone. The sketch has hidden. That's why it's grayed out. But if you click on the eye right here, it's gonna show the sketch. And then what we're gonna do now is we are going to, um, I actually failed to do something. So we want to actually go to the extrude, edit, and we want it to go not this direction, but the other direction. So I'm gonna flip that so it's going away from me. And so the sketch is in the front. So if I look at the sketch, it's on the front right here, and the it's extruding behind us. So you might need to change the arrow here to do that. Again, to do that, I right clicked on extrude and did that. Now I do another extrude. And so I click on extrude again, and I just want to do the outside, and I'm going to bring it out 2 millimeters here. Okay, and let's see how that looks to me. I think it looks a little deep. Let me check my instructions here real quick. All right, turns out we want this 1 millimeter, and we wanted this one to be 6. Okay, so go back, and this is good practice. Right clicking and editing things. It's really good practice to go back and change things because that updates your look and stuff like that. So terrific. So kind of looking like a domino here. We're missing some of the curves that you'll see. Okay, some of the curves that we want to see here. So actually, I'm gonna look on here and see what the curves were. Okay, 1 millimeter, good. And this one is on the drawing file 5. Okay, so I'm going to use what's called a fillet tool. And a fillet, it looks like fillet, but spelled like fillet, but is pronounced fillet. And it basically adds a curve or a shape to something. So I click on fillet, and here's where you want to use the right mouse button to move it a little bit. And you're going to go to that inside edge right there. Okay. And here we want 1. Okay, so again, the inside edge, zoom in. Not that one. That's going to look like that. Don't want that. I'm going to click out of that right here. And I want the inside edge, so it's like a builds one on the bottom. Okay. Again, to move the domino around, I use the right mouse button. And I'm going to zoom in here, get that one. And we want this one right here on the inside edge. Did it do it all? Oh, beautiful. Inside edge, inside edge, inside edge, inside edge. Good times. I'm going to click OK right here. And so we have a fillet done on that face right there. We're going to do another fillet. And this one, I believe it says that it is 5, radius of 5. So that's the radius of this fillet right here. Cool. Let's do that. And so we have fillet 1. This one's going to be 5. Okay. Click on the edge. 2, 3, and 4. Let's look at it from the top view. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. I'm going to click OK here. And now we need to add some color. If you want to make any kind of color domino like this one, I'll show you how to do that. First of all, you want to click on a face right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the whole part. Let's click on the whole part, and we are going to edit appearance. And so I want to make this one that color. Why not? Why not? And the good thing is that makes every face that color. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we are going to edit the appearance of the little sunken in holes here. So I'm going to, there's a lot of different faces here. If I make it a little bit oblique, there's let's see here. Okay. There's that face. And then if I press the shift button, there's that face. So I want to highlight everything. I want to highlight that that face, and then that face. I want to get the faces right here. So, okay, there we go. All right. And so you got to click around until you find the face that you want. And once you do that, then you can go to, you right click on it. So that was left clicking. Now I right click, and then I can edit appearance to 3 faces. And now I'm going to give it a color that I want. Okay, great. And so that was the color I gave to that, but I really wanted to do that face right there. Let's see how I can do that. Let's see if that does it. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. Let me figure this out here. I got to pause the video. Okay, puzzling. I can't tell you why the interface is not selected, but it should look something like this. So if you can't get it, you can't get it, but you should be able to select the inside faces of everything, and that is going to highlight it in a certain color. And then once you get there, you right click and you edit face appearance. Okay, and so I'm gonna go right next to it and do that one. Oh, and it selected all of them for me. Well, that's great. So edit face appearance and is able to do that, and you can edit all the face appearance of that. Okay, looks good. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our domino video. Please, hope you enjoyed it, and please submit it however your teacher, if that is me, wants it submitted. All right, have a great day.